Hi guys, welcome to my affordable watch collection. My name is Aviv, and today we are taking a look at the cool little Tudor Black Bay 36 Homage coming from Pagani Design, the PD-1716. This is a relatively compact sports watch with a fully lumed dial, and according to my contact at Pagani Design, it's not a very popular model. In this review we are going to try and understand if there's a good reason for it to be unpopular, or is it a wrongfully overlooked gem? This is another watch sent to me by the Pagani Design Global AliExpress store, the same store that sent me the rose gold PD-1651 Yachtmaster Homage that I reviewed a couple of months ago. This one doesn't have to go back to them either once I'm done with it, so keep that in mind as you watch this video. With that said, you can always expect to get my own honest opinion of the watches I review. I will always point out the cons as well as the pros as I see them, so that you will have all the information you need. The PD-1716 costs $119.99 and is available in these 4 colorways. We'll circle back to the price later on. We all know Pagani Design's packaging by now. Here is everything you can expect to get with the watch. And here are the measurements. The width of the case is 36.5 mm, its thickness is 11.5 mm, the distance between the lugs is 20 mm, with the bracelet tapering down to 18 at the clasp. Lug tip to lug tip is 44.3 mm, and sized up for me with 4 links removed, the watch weighs 131 grams. Water resistance is an adequate 100 meters. The fully lumed dial appears white in the light and has a matte finish. There's a black printed minute track around its edge and a set of applied indices after that. These are highly polished and filled with luminescent material. We have a downwards facing triangle marking the 12 o'clock position, batons at the 6 and 9, and circle markers everywhere else except for the 3 o'clock position, where we do have a simple cutout date complication window. Pagani Design's name and shield logo are printed under the 12 o'clock triangle, and automatic 10 bar or 100 meters, referring to the water resistance, are printed above the 6 o'clock baton. Japan movement is printed at the bottom of the dial. The hands are classic snowflake styled, as you'd expect to see on a Tudor Homage. They are highly polished and filled with lume. The lume, as is often the case with Pagani Design watches, is not great. Despite having a fully lumed dial that looks good initially, the bluish lume on the background is underwhelming to say the least, and fades out rather quickly. The green lume on the hands and indices lasts a bit longer, but is still nothing to write home about. Covering the dial is a flat piece of scratch-resistant sapphire crystal that might or might not have anti-reflective coating applied to it. They don't say. The case is made of 316L stainless steel, as we've grown to expect, and like many other Pagani Design watches, and if we disregard the few scratches I put on it, it is finished very well for the price. The fixed bezel and the sides of the case are highly polished, while the tops of the lugs are neatly brushed. The crown at the 3 o'clock position has the brand's shield logo engraved on top, and it screws down into place to help with the water resistance. The watch does feature an exhibition case back, showing off the Seiko movement through a mineral crystal. It too screws down into place, and has some of the watch's information engraved on the stainless steel ring that holds the glass. That movement is indeed a Seiko Instruments NH35. This is an automatic movement that has quite a reputation of being a workhorse. It sports 24 joules and it beats at 21,600 beats per hour, making the seconds hand sweep at 6 ticks per second. It hacks and it hand winds, has 41 hours of power reserve, and a stated accuracy of -20 to +40 seconds per day, coming out of Seiko's factory in Japan. This specific watch only loses 5 seconds per day. That's according to my tests with the Watch Accuracy Meter app. Pagani Design replaced the original bracelet that came with this watch, and in my opinion upgraded it. If you've watched earlier reviews of this watch, this is not the same bracelet. This one, like the first one, is a stainless steel bracelet with solid links and solid end links, but unlike the first one, it features an entirely brushed top surface and polished sides. It is an oyster-style bracelet with 3 links in each row, held together with screws. It features female middle links of the end links, which is great. The clasp is milled, with Pagani Design engraved on its brushed top, 3 holes for micro-adjustment on its polished sides, and that infamous pressed metal diver's extension Pagani insist on adding to their clasps. I absolutely love how this watch wears on my 7-inch wrist. And judging by the comments on the wrist shot I posted on Instagram, so do you guys. I think the size and proportions are done very well, and I do love a smaller watch. It is also quite comfortable to wear. This is probably the least legible colorway of this watch, as there's hardly any contrast between the hands and the dial. The other variants would provide better contrast if that's something that's important for you. With that said, I still didn't encounter a situation where I had any difficulty reading the time. A white-dialed sports watch means it's going to be a strap monster, and here are some strap options that I think prove this point very well. 20mm lug width gives you plenty of options to play around with different looks. Looking at the pros, the first thing has to be how good it looks and wears on the wrist. Sure, it's not an original design and yada yada yada, but this is just a treat to have on the wrist, whether you want to keep it on the bracelet or change to any different strap. Besides that, you gotta appreciate the material used to construct this watch, the nicely finished stainless steel case, the solid stainless steel bracelet, the sapphire crystal, and of course, the automatic Seiko movement inside. With 100 meters of water resistance with both a screw-down crown and a screw-down case back, you can take it with you wherever you want to go, whether it's exploring, a day at the office, or a splash in the pool. Just like the BB36 it mimics, this watch is the essence of a sports watch. On the con side, on the other hand, when you have a fully lumed dial, you want it to glow like a torch. And this one just doesn't cut it. That diver's extension on the clasp has to go, as I think it cheapens an otherwise okay bracelet. I was trying to understand why this watch wasn't popular, like my contact said, and the only 2 reasons I can think about are A, the listing says it's a 14mm thick watch, which might put some people off. I strongly suggest they change it, simply because this isn't a 14mm thick watch. And B, and the most important reason, is the price. $119 is a great price for all you are getting with the PD-1716 if it didn't have Pagani Design on the dial. Similarly spec'd Paganis generally sell for less than that, and I don't see a reason for this one to be any different. They do tend to drop down in price during sales and promotions, and that's when I suggest picking this watch up. Anyway, if you do want to check it out for yourselves, you'll find a link for it in the description of this video. That is going to be an affiliate link that will not cost you anything extra, but will generate a small commission for the channel if you do decide to use it. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my affordable watch collection, and hit the notification bell for more affordable watches related content. You can also follow me on Instagram and get to know me and my collection a little bit better, get all the news about the channel, and connect with me on a more personal level. Here are 2 quick links to my reviews of 2 more Pagani Design watches. Check these out next. I want to thank the Pagani Design Global AliExpress store for sending this watch in for review, and to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time.